All right, let's talk about silicon, okay? Silicon's what those little chips are in there. Those are made out of silicon. And people don't talk about silicon very much, but silicon is very, very interesting. The element silicon, that's what we're going to talk about today. And so let's start with the periodic table. We always like to start with the periodic table. All right, here's the periodic table, right? And silicon is over here. I guess set a point right here. So silicon is here. It has 4 valence electrons. Those are the outer electrons on the atom. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Other things that have 4 is carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead. So silicon and germanium are both semiconductors, right? So you'll see a lot of these in electronics, these two guys here. You also see a lot of arsenic and antimony and stuff. So I did a video once before about semiconductors where you have 4 valence electrons, but you can also have what are called 3-5 materials, where you take a 3 and a 5, put them together, and they average to 4. So gallium phosphide, LEDs, gallium arsenide, microwave diodes and LEDs, indium tin oxide, you can combine these little things, okay? Gallium nitride for blue LEDs. So anyway, 4s. And we're here at silicon, okay? Now, a lot of stuff seems to be real rare, You want to build a superconductor, or you want to build a really fancy magnet. You need things like neodymium and lithium and all kinds of weird chemicals. Well, the nice thing about silicon is it's everywhere, okay? If you go outside and you pick up a rock, you have about a 95% chance of having silicon in your hand. Okay, so silicon dioxide, silicon, all types of silicons. Rocks are made out of silicon and oxygen. It's just that way. If you take a look at the Earth's crust, I think 75% of the Earth's crust is made out of silicon or oxygen, and rocks are like 95% rocks. Limestone and some other things are the other 5%. They don't have any silicon in them, but everything else has silicon in it. Silicon dioxide. So silicon dioxide is a silicon and 2 oxygen. Okay, dioxide, 2 oxygens. Silicon dioxide. Okay, it looks like this. You have a silicon atom and you have 2 oxygen atoms, okay? Silicon dioxide. All right, so what is this? Well, it's quartz. Quartz is pure silicon dioxide, and you can add other things to it and put in some sodium silicon. You can make glass, you can make all kinds of things with silicon dioxide, okay? The other thing you can do with silicon that you might see in your home shop is this, SiC, silicon and carbon, okay? If you put silicon and carbon together, you get silicon carbide, right? Silicon carbide is super, super hard, right? If you have some sandpaper, guess what? It's made out of silicon carbide. Here's a bunch of silicon, right? Or if you have a lathe insert, right? Here's pure silicon carbide. This stuff is really, really, really hard. And you can also do silicon nitride, even harder, even fancier. You can make really, really hard things, okay? Silicon carbide also, it doesn't have to look ugly. You can actually synthetically grow something called moissanite. And moissanite, you can make thin synthetic diamonds out of, right? So, this stuff's really, really fascinating. All right. So let's see here. Let's talk about the other silicon that you always hear about. And a lot of people mispronounce this. People that are not around electronics, or not from Silicon Valley and everything, sometimes they say silicone. Let's say silicone. I can't spell it. Silicone. There we go. Silicone. Like fake boobs, right? Silicone. So you see a lot of things in the shop, right? Here's some silicone wire. Silicone is this rubbery material that is super high flexibility. It has a really good insulative effect. You can make really, really high voltage wires out of silicone wire. Here's some silicone wire. I use a lot of silicone wire in the lab. It's really, really good stuff, right? Okay, so silicone. What is silicone? Okay, it's got silicon in it. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your silicon dioxide, and you're going to take another silicon dioxide, and you're going to rip off that oxygen, and you're going to stick it over here, okay? And you're going to make a string of these things, okay? And you can keep going. You can make as long as you want. It's a string of silicons and oxygens. And then the extra places where the silicon can bond to other things, okay, you put on methyl groups, okay? What is a methyl group? All right, what is a methyl group? Okay, we have methane. Here's the methane. Here's the methane. We have methane gas, okay? It's a carbon with 4 hydrogens around it, okay? We have CH4, methane. All right. How do you make methyl? There, that's methyl, okay? CH3 is a methyl group. It's kind of missing the thing. It likes to be somewhere, so it's going to attach itself to the silicon over here. So we have a methyl group, okay? And if we grab another methyl group and stick it on, we have dimethyl. We have 2 methyls, okay? And a typical silicone is a poly, meaning many, dimethyl, okay? Poly, dimethyl, which means we need 2 of these things. We need another one, okay? And we'll take our methane, make it into a methyl, and we'll stick it on here. So every nitrogen, every silicon will have 2 methyl groups, dimethyl, okay? And then the other thing that's here is going to be polydimethyl siloxane. Polymethyl siloxane. That is silicone. Silicone is the generic name. But there's different types. But this is a real common one, polydimethyl siloxane. And here it is. Here's a polymethyl siloxane I made. Okay. So we can see we have blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, right? So right down the middle, let's see if I can put it all on camera here. We have blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red. So we have our chain, okay? And then every I'll keep wanting to say nitrogen. Every silicone, every silicon has 2 methyl groups. Okay, here's a methyl group and here's a methyl group. So it's polydimethyl siloxane. Yeah, there you go. And the reason this is rubbery is because it's got this kind of spring, right? It's got this chain that's kind of bent. So it's real rubbery, okay? It can go doing, doing, doing. And it's very slippery because it has all of these negative charges hanging off of it, right? All of these hydrogen atoms that are sticking out there just makes it real slippery when it gets next to another one, right? If you have something else, like this methane here, if you have something else with some negative charges, they don't want to go next to each other, and so they slip across each other. So if you have a whole bunch of these, they're going to be slippery. And they're going to be stretchy. So yeah, there you go. Silicone. And silicon. Silicone. Don't mess them up, right? All right, so I'm going to stop the video by kind of going back to our roots. Silicon Valley. What do we do in Silicon Valley? We make things out of silicon. So we take these and we put them together and we grow crystals. So if you put a whole bunch of silicon atoms all together, you end up with this kind of crystalline structure, and you can make pure crystals out of it. And you can grow crystals, okay? Kind of like your sugar crystals you grew as a kid. You can grow crystals, and you can grow a perfect crystal. In order to make silicon circuits, you need pure crystalline silicon. And in the old days, you could make little ones, but in order to make things cheaper and cheaper, you wanted to have bigger and bigger and bigger. And you grow these crystals, they're called bowls, B-O-U-L-E, I can't spell in my head, B-O-U-L-E, yeah, bowls, it's called bowls. So you grow these bowls, and if you start with a seed crystal, you can have a puddle of a whole bunch of silicon, and you can pull it, and you pull a crystal, and you can grow a big crystal around it. It'll start attaching to this, and then it'll get bigger and bigger and bigger. And once it gets to a certain size, then you slow down, and as you pull the crystal, you'll end up with a big sausage. It'll be the same diameter, and it'll just go straight up. If you have the right speed. If you go too slow, it gets small. If you go too fast, it gets smaller. If you go too slow, it gets bigger. So you have to pull it at exactly the right speed, and you end up with this nice. We have this nice thing, okay? And so you end up with this big sausage of silicon, and then you slice it up exactly on its crystal plane, perfectly on its crystal plane, and you have the silicon wafers called a silicon wafer. Let's see a silicon wafer. All right. This is a silicon wafer. This is a 12-inch silicon wafer, okay? So it is silicon in color, just like the silicon carbide. It's just kind of a metallic looking color, a gray color. It's very shiny because it's perfect crystal and it's been polished to a really nice shine, okay? And they make different sizes these days, 12-inch, bigger. I don't know how big they are at the big plants, but this is a nice size one, 12-inch. And then you do what's called photolithography, and you etch the circuit onto it's like building a PC board. You etch and you deposit, and you etch and you deposit, and you do things like that. And you end up with something that looks like this, okay? So these are a bunch of little devices, okay? And so each one maybe is about 3 millimeters by 3 millimeters. And then once you get them all made, you come along. In the old days, they used a diamond saw. I don't know if they still do not. I looked around the shop. I used to have a couple of diamond wheels, but I don't know where they are. But anyway, you use this really thin diamond saw, and you saw them up, and then you break them apart, okay? You actually put this on a piece of plastic, you saw them all up, and then you crunch it, you break them all up, and then you stretch the plastic, and they all separate. It's kind of cool. Anyway, yeah. This is just kind of some weird test pattern. I took a look at it under the microscope, but it's just boring. It's just kind of weird stuff. Doesn't make any sense at all. I'll put some pictures here so you can take a look at it, but it doesn't make any sense at all. But I thought you'd get a kick out of this thing, and you can see some of the patterns that the thing has. It kind of looks like maybe it's a kind of a fake memory chip kind of thing or something. Anyway, it'll be horizontal and vertical lines, and they create a diffraction pattern because they're so small. And my light up above me, I can get it to give the diffractive pattern of the light source up there. There's four lights in a row, and you're getting that diffractive pattern. Anyway, there you go. Silicon wafer, silicone.